YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy SalvationsElite, and we are back with another video, guys. I hope you guys are having a good week. And guys, it's been a huge day for the CWL for professional Call of Duty today. MLG finally released the schedule for the upcoming year and the system for how Pro Points will work and how seedings will work for tournaments, what tournaments are happening, how 2Ks are going to work, national leagues, and so much more. Obviously, that's what we're going over today. I'm so hyped to finally talk to you guys about this. As you guys know, I've been working with MLG in Columbus. I've been able to see, behind the scenes of what they're planning and what's been going down, and it's cool to finally have this information out so I can talk to you guys about it. Before we get into it, obviously, Call of Duty comes out a week from Friday, or really a week from Thursday night at midnight for all you real G's out there. But I can't wait for it, obviously, as we said, every video. And tons of videos are going to be coming out in November. I'm hoping to do 15 videos in November. That's my goal. 20 would be crazy. But with Thanksgiving in there, I know I'm going to California for Thanksgiving, so I don't know. That'll knock off a few days, so we'll see. But like I said, I'm aiming for at least 15 videos in November, and most of those are going to be strats videos for maps, strats videos when it comes to watching the pros, so learn from the pro series, while making a return to the channel, and so much more. I can't wait to finally show you guys some of the things I've been planning, and I'm hyped, so stick around for it. I can't wait to do it. Let's get into this video, though. So they made the announcement this afternoon. If you guys haven't seen it, check it out after you're done watching this video. But nonetheless, they announced basically everything when it comes to Call of Duty, and my goal is to kind of summarize it for you and package it in a good way. It was Merk, Courage, and Maven making the video, kind of talking about what's coming up in the year, and they had a lot of exciting news. It's a crazy amount of information. It's going to be really good this year. I think it's an awesome system that they have. And how you start off at the beginning of the year, the only way you'll be able to earn pro points until the first 2K is by playing game battles, obviously. One change that they actually made was that they changed the daily cap of game battles pro points you can earn from 50 to 35. It really allows the best teams to come to the top instead of just the teams that are grinding the most. So it's like, what, 5 matches per day or something like that you can play instead of it being like 7 or 8 or whatever. So that's really good. I think that's a great change that they made. Grinding for pro points, say if you get those 35 pro points per day, it doesn't matter that much considering how much you can get for 2Ks and things like that. So really, at the end of the day, you have to get good enough to be able to place well in the 2Ks to actually earn pro points. Or speaking of 2Ks, the first 2K is November 12th, just over a week after the game comes out. It should be pretty simple, and how it's seeded is based off of the pro points from last year. So they're actually going to be going through and reorganizing all the pro points from last year and assigning them to individuals, things like that. So if you have a team, you should be able to get the pro points that you have from last year unless they run into some problems. So it should be pretty well seeded, at least the top 200, 300 teams in the 2K, if that's what they're hoping to have, should all be seeded by pro points. There's going to be 3 or 4 2Ks until the first event, which is CWL Dallas, December 8th through 10th. And that's going to be a crazy awesome event. I'm still hoping that I'll be able to go to it. I don't know if I will or not, but there's a chance. There's a chance. If you guys are interested in going, you got to buy those team passes early, obviously. The elite teams will be seeded in CWL Dallas based off the pro points from the 2K ladder. So basically, all the teams that place well in the first 3 or 4 2Ks will be, given spots in CWL Dallas, and then there will be the open bracket, of course. So they also announced 2 more tournaments, which is CWL New Orleans and then CWL Atlanta, which New Orleans will be January 12th to 14th, and then CWL Atlanta will be March 9th through 11th. They've already got those 3 tournaments locked down, and they said there's going to be more tournaments. There's going to be 3 more, but those are going to be scheduled a little bit later. When they have venues finalized and whatnot, they'll get those out for you. Trust me, it'll be coming. And of course, they announced some changes to the CWL circuit, which stage 1 starts on January 23rd, which is about 1 week after New Orleans, which is pretty solid. And then those playoffs for the stage 1 are in April 6th to 8th. Is when the playoffs actually happen. So the leagues will be going on in between that time, and they'll be coming out to the arena to play those games. So then in stage 2, that starts May 15th, and the playoffs are July 27th to 29th. And how they announced they were doing all of the CWL Pro Leagues was that they have 2 divisions of 8 teams that'll be coming out for each season. So 16 teams per season that are invited. And when it comes to the CWL Pro League, the top 16 teams in pro points after New Orleans are the teams that get invited. So New Orleans will be a huge tournament that every good team is going to want to be able to be great at because they'll be invited into the Pro League. And what's something that they're doing that's really cool for the Pro League is they're actually letting the players stay in Columbus for 2 weeks in an apartment complex, and they'll have a setup there for the team. It's going to be really sweet. So they'll have setups for every player in the team. They'll have their own rooms and whatnot. And they'll be able to practice and make videos or whatever they're doing inside of their rooms, plus a lot of other commodities. So it'll be sweet. So if one of you guys are lucky enough to be good enough to get into the CWL Pro League, that'd be nuts. and you'd have so much fun. It's going to be so sick. So then there's one more thing that they were announcing, which was the CWL National Circuit, and then of course COD Champs. So the National Circuit I think is really cool. They're basically online leagues in 8 different countries. 8 countries are USA, Canada, France, the UK, Italy, Germany, Spain, and Australia. And like I said, it's an online league, but it gives players an opportunity who don't make it into the pro league to still compete and play. So if you're near the top of the amateurs and you really are about to go pro, if you're one of the 8 best teams in pro points that don't make it into the CWL Pro League, you'll have a chance to compete in the national leagues, which then the winners of each national league in each of the countries get travel and accommodation to an upcoming major. So it's a really cool opportunity for those teams, especially the teams that aren't in the United States, who will get to come and play at these open events in the United States that otherwise they would never be able to afford to come to because they're just amateur players, you know. And that's going to help build the pro scene in general, so I think it's a great addition. Of course, the final big kahuna, the CWL Championships, $1.5 million on the line, of course, and Stage 2 is extremely important for the COD Champs because the top 16 teams in Stage 2 get to qualify for Champs. So basically anybody who's in Stage 2 then is automatically qualified for COD Champs, and that's a huge advantage, obviously, and something that everybody will want to do. So every team will be wanting to be in Stage 2 to qualify, and that's going to be really tough if you don't make Stage 1, if you don't perform well these first few tournaments. So it's a huge advantage if you perform well in the first 2 tournaments, especially for mid-tier teams that are trying to make it big. At the end of the day, it was an awesome announcement for MLG. It's been so much fun, you know, seeing behind-the-scenes stuff there, and I can't wait to keep working with them. And obviously everybody's excited for COD World War II next Friday, and videos are coming up, so be ready, guys. But if you guys enjoyed this video about, you know, the CWL and whatnot, like, comment, favorite, and subscribe. It means a lot to me, and I can't do it without you guys. I want to do this long term. You know, it's not possible without you. But as always, guys, I'm your boy, SalvationsElite, and we will see you next time. I'm insane, and I'm extremely excited. And that's not the only news, because it has to do with Nadeshot. The Cleveland Cavaliers have actually hired Nadeshot to orchestrate and manage and operate their League of Legends sector that they're going to have, and that the team will be able to play on